Hey, guys. We are back, man. Welcome to your favorite motherfucking podcast. This is Toxic and Fertile Podcast. So on a Monday, remember Mondays is the day, guys. Yes, y'all probably see the pop-up notifications, or if you're going back and watching this, be like, yo, what the hell? Yes, we on Mondays now. Mondays on Facebook Live. The YouTube be up on Tuesdays now. If you're on YouTube watching, it's on Tuesdays. So yeah, we are here now. So welcome. It's your boy right here, Scooter Boo Maxwell for the 901 Memphis, Tennessee. You already know what it is. Orange Mound representing Eastman vetting this bitch.
Yes, sir. And y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Simple Math. We back again. Y'all already know what it is. It's time to get toxic and fertile.
And it's your bougie and fertile member, Sasha Boogie from the Boogie Down Bronx. Nice to be with Charlie yet again. How's it going?
Yes, sir. And today's podcast is brought to you by tequila, because it was just Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Casamigos, whatever else tequila of your choice out there. I hope y'all got fucked up and made bad decisions and shit out here. Text that person you wasn't supposed to fucking text. Fuck that person you wasn't supposed to fuck. One night stand. Whatever the hell y'all did out there on the Cinco de Mayo weekend, because you Cinco de Mayo, Ses de Mayo, Siete de Mayo. I understand. Y'all motherfuckers take it overboard over the weekends and shit like that and everything. What y'all end up doing this weekend before we jump into it? What y'all end up doing?
I had my son, so we went to a little birthday party.
Okay.
And I played spades yesterday, kicked some ass in spades yesterday.
Kick ass. Goddamn right.
Yeah. We went to a little
I
spades
celebrated a really good friend of mine's birthday from high school.
Okay.
And while I was at the party, I met me a new little lady friend.
Hold on. Let's go to details right here. Let's go.
Yeah, I met a new lady friend.
You care to give details, or you want to hold it in the back pocket? What you want to do?
Yeah, talk about
we could talk about it really quick. So long story short, so this particular friend of mine, we do he celebrates his birthday big every year. And so my phone pulls up like pictures from last year this time. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm going through my pictures. I stop and I see this picture of me and this like little fine little thing. And I'm just like, like, I don't even remember taking the picture, because whenever his party's going on, the liquor's always flowing. So I take a screenshot of, I send it to him. I'm like, hey, can't wait to turn up with you this weekend. But by the way, who is this? So he tells me, he's like, oh, that's like one of my oldest friends from school, yada, yada, yada. I said, oh, she cute and whatnot. And his response was, oh, she just like you. I said, in what type of way? Because that's pretty loaded. What do you mean by like she's just like me?
She like bitches too.
Right. So he was like, she dabbles with women from time to time. I said, oh, really? Do tell. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Cool. Fast forward to the party. I get there. I'm like 45 minutes until the thing ends. Like, I'm hella late. And so we do our greeting. I know. But there was an after party, so it wasn't so bad. So we all, we do our greetings. I see her, but I don't really get a chance to talk to her or acknowledge her, whatever the case might be. Talk to my homeboy, yada, yada, yada. 5 minutes in, he comes up to me. He's like, so I asked my friend what she thought about you. I'm like, nigga, I literally just came into this spot. And he was like, she told me to give you her phone number.
Let's go!
I said, oh, okay. So I was like, all right, say less. So party is flowing, things is going. And me, I'm just a little flirty flirt. So I haven't had a chance to like officially go and like introduce myself, whatever. So she's sitting down and I noticed that like her tag and her pant, like her tag was showing. So I just took my opportunity to do a nice little flirtatious touch. So I like touched on her shoulder and I was just like, hey, your tag is out. And I just kind of tucked it in for her real quick. And she kind of looked at me and I kind of looked at her, it was a little thing. And like, that was it. Later on, we're talking about stuff and we exchanged Instagram, but I haven't been on the gram for a minute. I'm taking like a mental break.
All right, I think I want to. All right, so question
about. So I get my casual fresh. Hold on, real quick. Hold on, and then like we exchanged phone numbers, and I told her I was like, hey, I'm taking a break from social right now. Can we exchange phone numbers? And she was like, yeah, we exchanged phone numbers. Yesterday we were texting for like 3 hours straight, like nonstop. So like,
okay,
who knows?
Who knows? So do it matter for women like it matters for like when men shoot they shot first? Like for the once again, you from up top, I get it. But like, so I guess when a woman shoots a shot at you, does it give her like, you know, a leg up, or you know what I mean, versus you shooting your shot at her? Like, how does that kind of play
So
out?
it's funny you mention it because she's also feminine. So she's very feminine, which is not like the type of women that I usually go after. So I'm typically more of like what someone would categorize as like an aggressive femme. So I'm
You almost
usually
a
the
stem,
initiator.
You close to a
Right.
stem.
I'm usually the initiator. I'm usually the aggressor in the situation. So I think it was just a matter of the fact that I showed interest first. Because with feminine women, like you don't know unless someone puts themselves out there. Like you don't know. It's not like there's something about them that's like, oh yeah, you fuck with women. But it's like, you know, so and in this case, I don't really think it mattered, but so she found out that I was an esthetician. So we got talking into the whole like skincare stuff. And I made a joke and it's like, you know, I'm here trying to shoot my shot. And I ended up with a client instead. And she's like, but you ain't missed your shot. I said, okay, I ain't never missed. And
fuck you mean?
She was like, talk your shit, sis. I was like, I'm just saying.
What you mean?
It's been cute banter, you know, it's been really cute banter. She seems cool. And, you know, I think what it is with, so I think what it is with women is, especially if they're not like full-time lesbians and they just really enjoy the company of women. Like it ain't no stress. It's like we could be cool, and if as long as we know like the possibility and the option is there, like it's cool. That's always gonna be in the back of our head. Like everything else is like business as usual. But like if an opportunity presents itself, we're gonna present itself, and that's just what it is.
So topic, business with pleasure, not really the workforce. You know, we kind of talked about that before.
In this case,
In this, so like when you actually in business, let's just say, you know what I mean, you got a t-shirt company, motherfucker, you want to shoot your shot at somebody, you flirting or whatever the case may be, but then you start fucking with them, but they really only wanted to buy the shirt, and then, but now y'all, you know what I'm talking about? Like now you mixing business with pleasure, right? So like, talk about, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, are you for or against it? Right, because me,
definitely.
See, I'm kind of against it. So, and I'll tell you why. It never ends well because I always project. I project to the end, right? So, like, it rarely ends well. Now, don't get me wrong. You find somebody that you can mix business and pleasure, and they both on the same page. You and said person. That's hard to find. You know what I'm talking about? Like eventually, like, so like either business, like, you know, customer clientele and or partnership, you know what I mean? Like trying to start a business with a person that you're also, you know, intimate or, you know what
I'm not for that.
You see what I'm saying? So like, it's
that one I'm not for, no.
So like, I think that's the topic. So like, are you for or against? And I guess those two different types. So like a lot of people, this is men and women, use their personality as they should for sales or for, you know what I'm saying, for service or whatever the case may be. But it gets a step further when you actually exchange numbers, invite them back, and, you know, free service, discounted services, whatever the case may be. Now you mixing business with pleasure. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start, especially when the discounts and the freebies come around, right? That's really the mix. And especially after you've been intimate or your way to get to being intimate. Is it a form? So I really want to get to this caveat. Is it a form of manipulation, kind of? Like, are you using what you... Go ahead, bro. What's your face say?
Of course.
Go ahead, take that, Scooter.
Just like, all right, just like club promoting days, right? Goddamn right. That's business and pleasure. You fucking right. When during my undergrad days and we used to throw our Q parties, you don't think I use that shit? Oh, you want a ticket? I mean, like, shit, let me get your number. Or if it's somebody up front, oh, you trying to jump the line? All right, come here. Let me talk to you for a second.
Y'all ain't shit, bro.
Goddamn right. Yeah, I definitely did that.
I fully understand that.
100%. Now, I don't work in an industry that, you know, have that type of, well, I take that back. In a way, I kind of do. So I talked about this before, and this conversation can go very left, so I'm gonna try to shred.
No. It's okay if it goes left, buddy. This is what this is about. Let's go. Give it to us raw.
Fuck it now. All right, about
Yes,
6-7 years ago, I used to work for this Japanese company, right? So I used to have to go to Japan, Tokyo. I used to have to go to Taiwan from time to time. All right, and it's kind of along what we're talking about, but it's a little tangenty. All right, so my first time going, I would never forget this shit. I swear to God. And I'm not exaggerating this story at all, people. If y'all, once I tell it, y'all gonna be like, no. I'm like, this is exactly how it was. First time going out there, I go out there by myself to Tokyo, meeting my client, and they have like a consultant with them. It was like an older white guy, probably like in his mid-50s, and another black and Asian guy. He was like same age, so early 30s back then. Late 20s, early 30s. So we get out there and stuff, and then the consultant, the older white man, was like, yo, we need to go to a karaoke bar and stuff while we here, because we need a middleman to get in there. Now I'm confused. I don't understand what the fuck he trying to say to me. So I'm like, a karaoke bar? The fuck? What, you want to go singing that fucking bad? Like, you keep fucking saying it. All right, cool. We'll set it up maybe towards the end of the week after we finish, the business and shit here and everything. So here you go.
This nigga like, oh no, I can't believe this.
So like middle of the week, I'm with my team. My team is like Taiwanese. Everybody's there from Taiwan, born and raised. So I'm talking to them. After that, I was like, yo, he want to go to a karaoke bar. So like, y'all know a good one to go to? I'm in the middle of the office saying this. Y'all know a good one to go to? Because he keep asking about it, like, saying like that, right? And like everybody in that bitch is like bust out laughing, or the women in there look a little uncomfortable. They're like, no. And then I'm like, no, y'all can come too. Like, I'm paying for it. Like, it's cool. Like, it's cool. Y'all, we go to the karaoke bar. And the women like, we ain't going to no karaoke bar. No, the dude's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we can go to one today. It's fine, right? I'm like, all right, cool. Dog. The end of the week come, and my contact in Taiwan was like, all right, we gonna go here, but that's where the gangsters and shit hang out at. I'm like, they hang out at karaoke bars? I'm still confused. Why did they go to karaoke bars? They want to sing. Dog, I'll walk up in that bitch. You ever seen Rush Hour? You seen Rush Hour, right?
Yeah.
So you remember the scene when they was over there, they walk in and then the door open and it's just all these women just sitting there, and he was like, pick one?
Yeah.
That's what it was. Oh my God. I walked in. Dog, we walk in and they take us to this little room. Well, it was a lady who was like, oh, y'all were trying to get it. Okay. Let me take y'all to the back. I'm like, all right, cool. They took us to the back, had our own room. Now, I'm still thinking it's just regular karaoke because it was like TV, speakers, music playing, had beer, food, and all this shit. So I'm like, damn, this is a dope-ass little karaoke spot. Until 10 women walk in. Boom! I was like, oh, that's what this is? Oh, okay. Now I know what the fuck it is. And he, the older client, the consultant was like, he knew exactly when this motherfucker came out his shirt. He was a fat old white man too. He didn't give a fuck. He came out his shirt. He was like, you baby. He picked this little Korean chick. She come over there and she started immediately like kissing him in the mouth. I'm sitting there like, I was like, you. Vietnamese and what was she, Vietnamese or something? She come over there. I told her straight, I said, I ain't gonna be doing all of that. He wild. Here goes where it get crazy. The other guy that was with me, my actual client that was with me, he was like, none of those. They all went out. Another 10 came in. I said, yo, I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could swipe.
So now we in there. I'm just sitting there, the little chick, like, they your personal waitress. That's what they are, right? So now they give me drinks. Now I done got comfortable. Let's put it like this. It was a little bathroom, like in the room in the back. I got wild with it. I'm in that bitch like, you ain't never had no Black American. I'm in that bitch. Wow. I got comfortable in front of my client. This is my client.
Ain't he the one who suggested it? Ain't he the one who suggested
it? The consultant suggested it. The consultant. But I'm in that bitch going right, and we just closed a $10 million deal. I'm in that bitch wilding. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Oh, man.
They gonna call my boss. He gonna be like, yo, So now when I look back when I was in the office, like, yo, you lit a karaoke bar, that's basically in America, somebody just walking in and be like, yo, where the strip club at? What strip club do we go to? Like in the office. That's the equivalent of what the fuck I did. And that's why all that was looking like that. I was like, yo, I was wilding. What the fuck? They gonna tell
Did you have that job long after that? I was just about to say.
Hell yeah, I still had a job. I went back to Taiwan 2 more times. I knew what it was the next 2 times though. I was prepared then.
That's wild.
So mixing business with pleasure.
That's back to the original topic.
Back to the original topic. That's I said it was a little tangent, but it's still
exactly
mixing.
what I'm pretty sure London had in mind when he.
I don't know about that, but I'm okay with that story.
It works.
Okay with that. It works. It works.
I was wilding, y'all. I'm sorry. I was wilding in Tokyo. I was wilding in Taiwan. Taichung, Taiwan, to be exact, if you want to look it up on the map. That's where the fuck I was. I was acting a motherfucking fool out there.
Wow.
My boy says
I'm all for mixing business with pleasure.
I feel like you have to know who to mix your business and pleasure with, because you cannot do that shit with everybody. And it's a Russian roulette game, because
I was about to say, because how the fuck you know who? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's definitely a Russian roulette game, because I've been in a position maybe once that I mixed business with pleasure, and I was able to keep it a buck. He was able to keep it above ground, and like when it was business, it was business, and when it was pleasure, it was pleasure, and the two never like crossed over. It was never a problem. And because we were genuine friends before the fact, and like the first time we messed around, the first thing he said to me, he was just like, promise me this is not gonna mess up our friendship or like the business that we got going on. I'm like, yo, we two grown ass consenting adults. So like, it's not gonna mess nothing up. I'm not trying to catch feelings. You're not trying to catch feelings. Like, we just out here having a good time, and that's just what it is. So I think it's like that initial understanding. And it wasn't nothing like consistent either. We were like once a quarter, like literally on some business shit. It was like a once a quarter type of like, I'm gonna catch you, we gonna mess around. And we still cool to this day. Like, we haven't like messed around with each other in a while, but everything is like, it doesn't even come up in conversation. Everything is like, yo, we dab it up, we chilling, we chilling. With this woman that I've met now, like, this is gonna be interesting, because I've never had a client who I do facials with become someone who I had like romantic interest in. And that's interesting because I touch people for a living, right? So I think she's never had a facial before, and I think it'll be interesting, as that will be her first introduction to my touch. So it'll to me, I'm kind of looking at it like this is gonna be a slow cook process. I'm okay with the slow cook process. Like, I'm not too tripping about.
What if she become the aggressor though?
Then that should be an interesting
thing, and she be like, closer.
That should be an interesting turn of events. I mean, I'm gonna be in my place of business. I will not play those type of games, because it's like a curtain type of situation. Anyone can walk by or peek their head in, and like that type of shit. No. I would never. I'm not fumbling on the bag for no pussy. Get out of here. However, I will say, like, just the fact that I'm touched, like, touch is just an intimate thing, period. So I think it should be interesting to see, there's many ways to skin a cat, and it doesn't have to be overtly sexual for you to have an impact on a person, or to, run a chill through their body, and you're not overtly touching them in sexual ways. So there's always ways to make the mind wander, for sure.
So, all right, for me, I'm not for it directly, right? So, my indirect ways. So directly, I'm not pretty much like, if I meet you on business, client and or vendor of sorts, I'm gonna try my best to keep it professional. Keyword try. I'm gonna try my best to keep it professional. It's just, what I'm saying? Sometimes, now don't get me wrong, like, when it's enough distance between the two, like, padding in the middle of sorts or whatever the case may be, then I don't know, it might be, but I try my best not to mix too much. Like, if it's gonna be forward facing a lot, You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be interacting a lot or seeing each other a lot or talking a whole bunch, like yada yada yada, whatever the case may be. I never want to mix that, especially if it's on the same thread, you know, the business phone, you know what I'm saying, the numbers we exchange, you know what I'm saying, that's your personal line, it's my personal line, and then that's business mixed with pleasure, right? It'll even be different if it was a business line and a personal line. Then we know what's going on. You know, it's you know what I'm saying? It's
what conversations to have on what line.
It's distinguished. You feel me? But when it be blurring them lines, yeah, I can ask you about business in one text and then the very next text could be a nude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, when you will come over and fix this plumbing and everything, I'll show you some pipes.
Yeah.
That's some leaky pipes going on over here.
But my indirect way of mixing business with pleasure, which I think I don't do it. I rarely do it now, but I used to kind of like use my profession and education type shit as a ploy. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the, you know what I'm saying? It's the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always, you know what I'm talking about? So like, first thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bank on my intellect, right? You know what I mean? You're judging a book by its cover off rip. I need to snag the intellect in there some type of way. You know what I mean? Like, I got to.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might look at this cover and just think like, whatever you think. Then at some type of point, if I'm interested in you, if I'm shooting my shot or whatever the case may be, we're gonna get around to some type of way of like, you knowing that like I ain't just no regular nigga. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do it as smooth as possible.
There you go. And I was just about to say
that. Yeah, they never gonna just be like, well, you know,
don't lead with it.
Yeah,
there ain't no leading with it. You just come around in conversation somehow.
Well, you know,
go ahead. You break it
in
up
that case, I guess you can say that I also leverage my. Can you hear me now?
There you go.
We can hear you, but it's just a little delayed. Yep. Your pitch is delayed with your voice. It's cool though.
Okay, Gotcha. I think low key leverage my profession and what I do in that type of way too. Cause like back to the fact that I touch people for a living. So it's kind of like, oh, you never had a facial before? Come here, let me give you that facial. Let me pop that cherry. Let me give you that experience for the very first time. So I think
exactly
in a way it kind of like it goes hand in hand. But I try when I'm in the treatment room to keep it 100. I keep it $100 because I take my profession very seriously. And I understand that there's a difference between a sensual touch and an intentional touch. So I know how to definitely, separate the two.
Yeah, because like for me, you know what I mean? Like now I'm essentially a serial entrepreneur at this point in my life. But when I was an engineer, you know what I mean? Like it used to amaze me how like immediately different the conversation becomes. Oh, yeah. Like some people are not when afraid is the wrong word, intimidated by it. Some people are very impressed by it. Some people are taken aback. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just different responses. And I used to just be like, yeah, because, bar talk is always, oh, so what do you do? You know what I mean? Always. You know what I mean? Like always, you know what I mean? That's just, especially in social circles, right? So what do you do for it? That's just always going to come up. And when I would say it, it would never be like tooting the horn or nothing like that, but it would just be, I could immediately see, like, especially when older white women or men, the respect. I used to be like, damn, this is what social circles does. You know what I mean? Like immediately.
I got a question about that.
Go ahead. Yeah. Immediately.
Because I've been hearing a lot of people having issues and trying not to normalize discussing profession, what you do for a living. And it's because people don't want to be seen as their career. I'm more than just my career, yada, yada, yada. Like I've heard a lot of that.
Let me answer.
That's a good topic. Yeah, go first.
It's a great topic. Let me answer that. For I think with me and London, we might be exceptions to that because we look a certain way. That's why we say we can do it. Now, people that probably don't have this background or look the way we do, like initially when you see me or London, you be like, that motherfucker hood is a motherfucker. Off the rip, right? So of course, and then because we are intellects and stuff, we might play into it a little bit until you actually sit down with us one-on-one and we actually get to talking. Sasha, think about how we met. Think about how we met. You judged me right off the beginning when you met me. Yes, until you were like, why the fuck are you in LA? I'm like, oh, I'm out here for work. Actually, I'm going up the road to go look at this mine. You like, yo, what the fuck? Was not expecting that answer from you. And that's what we mean. So when we do it, it's way different than somebody else that might, I don't know the word to say, but that look the part, like if they look like a lawyer, of course they don't want to talk about being a lawyer because they look like it. Yeah, they don't want to do that. But me, I don't mind. I'm like, you wouldn't know what the fuck I do if I would never fucking tell you. You be like, you'll assume a whole bunch of shit till I tell you.
Yeah.
And I'll give the other angle of it. I think the other angle of it is, and so I've had this conversation before. So the other angle of it is for the specific thing that Sasha just talked about is a lot of people are in professions or work that ain't what they went to school for. So
okay, that's not where I thought you was going with this, but keep going.
So like a lot of people are in profession. So essentially a lot of people have education, graduate degrees, all this other stuff, but they might be working at a bank. It might be doing even high up, whichever the case may be, but they went and got a poli-science degree. Or you know what I'm talking about? Or they went and got I know some engineers that's in other shit now. You know what I'm saying? Engineering degrees anyway, but they're in other shit. So I think when you ask a person what they do for a living, most people automatically think of education behind it. You know what I mean? Like what you do for a living, the education behind it. Because once again, going back to my own case, engineering, you had to go get a degree for this shit. This is what I'm going to put you in this lane, this social status. You're here. I can't just talk to you.
But they determine your wealth, your value.
There you go. That's another
determine
reason
your
why.
value.
Yeah.
That's another reason why people don't talk about it.
So that's the other part. People don't want people counting their pockets, good or bad. That's the other side of it.
Either way.
With either side of that spectrum, right? So that was the last part I was gonna say. So people don't want you sizing up their education, and damn sure don't want you sizing up their pockets. Right. And I think that's why that's like, I am not my job, whatever. Because so many people begin, but yeah.
I think the other caveat to that I've been what I've noticed, and I really hope that people are watching this and can weigh in on this later on, is I love talking about what I do. And I love talking about what I do because I love what I do.
There you go.
A lot of people don't love what they do.
And a lot of people don't like what they do.
Yeah.
And I think, whether it's subconscious or not, they get into like these, I'm more than just my job, yada, yada, yada. My job doesn't define me. And like, that's cool. And no one is saying that it has to. But like, don't shit on the people who actually genuinely enjoy what they do. And as a result, they like talking about it, not on some bragging shit, but like, this is what I do. I spend more time with my coworkers and in my professional field than I do with my own family and in my home. Right. So of course, this is like, it is a part of my identity, but it's not who I am.
I'll add to it. Go ahead.
No, because I was about to change the subject, but go for it. And
I want to add one more thing for you.
Yeah, because I'll add to it. I think people like the term humble brag, hate it with a passion, because typically someone else calls that out. If you're not even trying to do it, or that wasn't your intention at all. That wasn't what, you know what I'm saying? Typically, and most of the time, and I want to say all, of course, most of the time it's because of a slight jealousy and or inferiority complex, right? Only people that be like, oh, you humble brag.
I believe so.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's typically where that counter, you know what I'm saying? It runs parallel. I'm not a fan because most of the time people ain't trying. Now, don't get me wrong, you do have this, and I think social media plays a bigger part to this side of this shit anyway. But I think in regular conversation, some people do, for sure. I got homeboys for sure. It's just like the joke where, you know what I'm saying, hey, bro, when we get around these bitches, bro, I'm talking about my, you know what I'm talking about? Like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? You gonna let me get that 5,000 back out?
Man, you know, I was just at the YSL case, you know, I'm one of the defendants for Young Thug.
Bro, I test drove this Tesla yesterday, boy, but what? Like, nigga, like, come on, bro. Like, nah, bro. You first and foremost, either you lying, even if you're doing too much. Like, so yeah. So we are in this. So I hate to see it. I've definitely been a part of it, but I hate to see it. But I think this even goes parallel with this conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like people trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm work right here, right now, but I really got this business doing, you know what I'm talking about? But they don't want to talk about the business because business ain't successful yet. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, or vice versa. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I own a business, but I really work for, you know, Walmart on the side because my business
Right.
ain't doing well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I love that you brought up like that parallel between people went to school for one thing, but they end up doing another thing. So we decided we wanted to talk a little bit about old girl and her bus driver conversation and her not wanting to date a bus driver.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I
This is a
can't
good
remember.
segue.
Great.
Good job.
Come on now. What's her name again? I can't remember her name.
Eboni K Williams.
Eboni K Williams. So Eboni K Williams, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, she is an attorney.
Yeah, a successful attorney. Yep.
She's very successful attorney. She's doing very well for herself. And she had a conversation with Ayanla talking about the type of men that she would and or would not date. And in this conversation, Ayanla asked her, would you date a bus driver? And her response was, if he owned the company, or, you know, or if he had these real estate ventures going on, or whatever the case might be, basically insinuating that being the bus driver alone was not enough.
Did you
she
hear
further
what
took it.
Did you hear her double down?
Yeah, and then she further took it and doubled down and said, you know, this is a part of white supremacy, mediocrity, that our Black boys are okay with bringing home C's and D's, and they don't want more from themselves, and they're okay with being mediocre and average, and like Shorty was going in.
She was.
Now,
she was.
As a woman,
hold on. Before you go past that, did you hear what young, how do you say her name? Say it though first. What she said.
Say that part. Say that part.
You gotta say that part. It's the full picture.
I didn't catch that part.
Oh, okay. So I'll tell you that part. Then you can go forward. So she said. So her rebuttal to Eboni was like, so you saying like, if that bus driver loves me, loves his mom, take care of everything he needs to take care of within his lifestyle. He doesn't cheat. He's going to give you everything he could possibly give. That's not enough for you. Eboni K Williams was stuck. She didn't have shit to say.
And essentially she doubled down after that.
That's when she doubled down.
And she doubled down after that. But either way, go ahead, Sasha.
Now you can go.
We got some perspectives on this shit.
Yeah.
So definitely there's a lot of perspective to be taken on that topic. I think there were some things that had like some valid points, right? And I think for me, the whole being average or mediocre, I've had those type of challenges with like trying to date with people, in my opinion, just being okay with the bare minimum. But something that I had to learn was that not everyone is an overachiever. Not everyone's definition of success looks very different, right? So one person's definition of success being that I can take care of my kids, I can put clothes on my back and shelter over my head and food in my stomach. Like I'm okay with that, and I don't need nothing more. Someone else may say, yeah, that's the bare minimum. Like to me, that's damn near poverty. I don't want that type of life. I need to be able to have insert whatever standard this person has here. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think the biggest issue is that like she's devaluing the fact that, or not giving acknowledgement to the fact that just because you don't have that overachiever mindset doesn't make you less than. Like there's a lot of different people doing this thing called life very differently. So she kind of makes, you know, some women look bad in the sense where where it's not accepted to be okay and be happy in what it is that you enjoy. Like if that man enjoys driving that bus every day, like why is that a problem? If he's doing all the things, like I don't see why there's a problem. Now, if he's coming home every day, talk about how much he hates that shit and this, that, and the third, yada, 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 then as a woman, I feel like that's a part of our role to help elevate and encourage and push that man to something he's going to be more comfortable with or have more satisfaction in. But if he's okay and doing all the things he's supposed to do, like, shawty, you got your own money and you're doing your own thing. Like this is, to me, where the balance comes in. But that's just me personally. It's like, can he afford to take you out and do the things or pay the bills or whatever the case might be? If he's doing that, you ashamed to say you were the bus driver? If he's doing, that's what, to me, that's what it comes across as. It's like shame. And she has her own status. So I think for her, it's like, because she has these things in life and she has
take
this
it from
status.
there because that's where I want to go with it. Status.
Yes.
So her points are valid for the status that she wants to be in. Her social realm, her social status, her belief.
Not only that she wants to be in, but that she is in. So this is not a woman asking for things that
wants
she
her
can bring
man
to the table herself.
Well, yeah, so once again, that shit. So you can't put what you're doing. No, I don't think it does, in my opinion. The reason being is because you can't you can't put what your social status is or what you're doing and project it onto someone else in the same exact dollar for dollar, value for value, right? And you kind of talked about that at the beginning when you were saying, because of how the rebuttal came from the other lady, and like I said, I can't think of her name right now either, was exactly right. So yes, so her rebuttal was perfectly said. It's really like that movie with Taraji and Michael Ealy or whatever. It's the same. It's kind of that same. I forgot what was that?
I know what you're talking about.
Think Like a Man, maybe.
Yep.
Is that it? Yep, so kind of like their same situation, right? So because a man is not doing what you need him to do or expect him to do, or what your status dictates he should be doing, or whatever case, the man that you're attracted to, whatever the case may be, like you're gonna step on people. You know what I mean? That's just the lack of a better term, right? You're gonna be stepping on what other people do, because when a woman speaks the way that she spoke about it and how she doubled down, it gives other women this same kind of, if I'm here is not even to be looked or seen or even entertained. And that's where I think that's where the problem lies. I'm okay with you keeping your status where it is, but you can't shit on the people here just because they don't make the same money, because they could make up for it in value in other ways, right? Just like she rebutted with his love, care. He probably takes care of every single bill in his household, maybe owns a house, 401k's good, matches it, whatever the case may be for that lifestyle. He's not a less than man. Yep. He just makes less money. That's the problem. That's it. So, but how she puts it and where she frames it makes it look like this man is less than her.
And make it sound like he's a failure. Like
when she used the word mediocrity and not attaining to do more and all that, that's where we draw the line. Because a blue collar worker with a 401k, police officers, teachers, hospital workers, they are blue collar workers. That's not white collar. Like we are demonizing that at this point. You know what I mean? Like, and from, you know what I'm saying, that's just perspective. I'm not saying literally, but in the perspective,
and that's the essential workers.
100%.
Right. I was watching something on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, I was watching something on the Breakfast Club, and what they were talking about with that whole subject was like, you know, not for nothing, people inflate what these celebrities are doing, but like if they stopped tomorrow, the world will still carry on. But if we didn't have our like sanitation workers, our cops, our bus drivers, these people, like for a day, like America would be screwed, because we would be lost in the sauce without these essential people in our lives. And like, I understand that, but I feel like low key, we all do what she's saying, but we're just not expressing it in such a fashion.
I disagree.
I'm going to tell you right now, London, why I say that that's not true. Because I guarantee you, if we're talking about standards, there is a type of woman or a standard of woman that if you're dating seriously, I'm not just talking about fucking around and having a good time. Right. I'm talking about like someone that you would be considered to be like your wife, that there is a standard of whether it be income or what she's doing in the house, or how she's able to provide, or how she's able to care, or whatever the case might be. Like, that's a standard that we all have. But like she just said,
but this is strictly in the financial realm, though. This is strictly like I agree with you.
Yes,
but I think we're rolling the narrative now. This is a strictly
she was talking about
bus
financial
driver,
status.
financial
She
mediocrity.
wasn't
The
looking at
word
everything.
she applied it to exactly what it was. Bus driver.
Finance.
He had, if he owns the buses. Oh, if he
Finance.
elevates himself for that mediocrity that he's let, that's where we talk. So we can't move the needle right now.
Yeah.
So yes, I don't disagree with what you were just saying. And the point
it's
you
good
were
to
just
have
making at all.
standards.
Everybody should have standards. Everybody
Yeah,
doesn't,
good to have
but everybody should. Yes, but I
don't
think
demonize people that don't meet your standards. That's the problem.
Especially
And the way she
social
did it.
status.
And that's the way she did
subjective.
it, because she literally
Yeah.
put herself as like, I'm on this pedestal. But here goes something that I want to say about it.
Go
Who
ahead.
said the bus driver even want to be with you? That be the other side of it. Because who said that? He might look at you and be like,
The Denzel point.
I don't even want that. That's not something I want. That's cool. You got it. I'm glad you do, but I like my lifestyle here.
I
You know
will
what I'm
speak to
saying?
that, my bro.
Yeah, I like my lifestyle here, so I don't see
I-
you as a candidate. Now, if he might be a nigga, he'd be like, I'll definitely fuck. But as far as like taking you seriously and trying to blah, 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 no. And that's probably what leads to these type of conversations from time to time when they be like, oh, I gave this nigga a chance, blah, 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 blah. You just like how you have standards, he has certain standards too. It might not be to your level. So like when a chick be like, oh, he need to take me here for this first date type shit. You're like, well, I don't fuck with that. That's not my lifestyle. I don't do that. As far as taking you from a serious candidate, right? Like
That's
somebody
why weeding out is important.
So like when for her to demonize his financial status is the problem. I don't think it's like for her. She can have standards of what she's looking for. But think about it like this too. As your standards get high, you ain't gonna run into a lot of niggas. Think of it like filters, right? When you filtering for something. All right, he got to be 6 feet.
Fuck
It's
black
1,000%
men.
Yes,
You ain't gonna run into a bunch of
men. I ain't say black men yet.
availability.
I just
The
said
available men go down.
Yeah, I'm just about to say just men. Period. I ain't say black.
They
So let's say she won't.
they getting tossed. They getting snatched away quick.
If you want to be taken seriously, like think about the pool of it. Like that's one thing that she's probably going through. That's probably why she said it that type of way. She looking at the pool like, well, I want somebody that at least make 7 figures like her. All right, all right. So that puts you in athletes, entertainers, not even doctors. Doctors don't even make 7 figures. Not majority. There are some that do, but I'm talking about majority otherwise. So you want somebody there. All right, now that puts you in that stat. Then he got to be 6 feet tall, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. Now you put a race on it. He got to be black. Now you dwindling it down.
2%?
You gotta be at this age.
The fuck?
Dwindling, and now you're down to like, I don't know, 0.4%, right? Now it's her job to go find a 0.04% somewhere. And now she's like, no man is available. That's because you don't give a fuck about the bus driver who does everything that wanna love you. He just don't have the financial thing. And it's cool for you to have that standard. Just understand when you got the standard, you looking for a needle in a haystack to take you seriously. Now you can find anybody to fuck. But take you seriously. You looking for that needle in the
Taking you seriously is gonna be very different.
That's the problem.
Once you have a different lifestyle in mind and the things you want in the relationships, them filters, like I find myself in that situation right now too. Like as I'm like very, very close to the divorce, and I'm like, I want to date and I want to date people, but like the type of people that I think I'm going to come across is going to be I'm very much so making my candidacy pool very, very small because I'm not interested in marriage right now. Mm-hmm. So that takes away like the good men who like want to get married. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm also don't want to have any more children. So that's like, there's still men out there. It takes
a chunk of them away.
You just took a lot of men away right there.
Especially the younger guys. If you
especially the younger, I was about to say younger and they don't got a kid.
Especially the younger
guys. And let's say let's say not that this is you, but let's say you like he can't have no kid. Now you really just cut it. He can't have no kid and he don't want any. Boy, you really just dwindle that bitch down. Not saying that's fake. That's the type of filters you looking at.
So like I recently met this young guy, I call my little young tenderoni. He's 28 years old, real cool guy, like got his shit together, like all the things. And the more we're talking, and I asked him, I was like, you want kids one day? He was like, yeah. I'm like, damn, well, we just gonna, in my head, I'm here thinking, well, we just gonna have a good time. Well, we gonna have a good time. But like, that's just gonna be it. Like I could never like consider myself someone that he would potentially take seriously because like, he wants a lifestyle that I ain't never gonna give to him. Mm-hmm. So like I have to be realistic about that. So I definitely am.
All right. My bad to interject. Yeah. So when that comes about, when that comes about, like the kid thing, you don't want to birth a child, or you don't want any more additionals to your family. Like either way.
I do not want to birth.
So
I will be open to the idea of
adoption or surrogate.
I would be open to the idea of adopting it. Yes.
Or surrogate?
More so adoption, because surrogate means I now have to raise a child from infant all the way to like adulthood. And I don't want to deal with this infant toddler stage no more. No.
I understand that, but okay, so that's why I was asking. Because a lot of women have, terrible pregnancies. That's what scars and, traumatizes them. But I'd be thinking like, instead of saying you don't want kids anymore because of the dating, especially if you're still looking to date, and, and you find it's, hold on, this is really especially for women who claim they want men without kids, because that's the weirdest shit in the world to me. Anyway, it's your status, your preference.
Right now it would be very difficult for. Yeah, right now
a lot of
women
that have children, and they want men without children. But
that man,
if he wants children, like, and you're like, well, I don't want no more kids, but I want a man without kids. Like, it's just a very hard divide. You know what I mean? Like it's like very hard to buy. So, and that's why I asked that question. Like, would you be open to not having to birth a child, adoption or surrogate? You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I think that'll be very hard for me to even try to consider to date a guy who didn't have children right now, because like, I just feel like there's just certain things that a man without children may not understand about what it is to be a parent and all the things that come along with it. I would probably open to the idea of adoption. Surrogate, no, because then I got to deal with the whole toddler infant situation. And I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30 these days. So for me, it's like, unless I meet someone and my like sparks flying with like a year or two.
So, people with money get real nannies, it's just, but, I just been thinking about
that's been presented to me, honey. It's been presented, but it's like, well, what if I had the money? You wouldn't have to worry about that because we'd have a nanny, Like, I don't want a nanny raising my child. So like, yeah, as a mother, like, that's not necessarily something that would appeal to me, even if that was something that was afforded to me, because like, that's not the type of dynamic and relationship that I would want to have with my child. Like, I would want, like, I feel like to me, that would make me feel disconnected from my child. And like, that just wouldn't be something that would appeal to me. But look, honey, stranger things have happened,
Well, I like to keep it open, because the reason why I ask stuff like that is because I think with dating being as hard as it is, as far as like the piss in the pool, the piss in the dating pool type shit, women say way more than men. Men, we flourish. Sorry, ladies, this is for y'all.
I told you, as men get older, our pool gets wider. What gets older,
it's shorter. So like, it sucks, but this is really the reality of it. Especially, so like, as women get older, they refine and lessen the shit that they'll take. Right, their standards become more strict. They refine what they'll take on. You know what I mean? Like, you have your checklist, whether you think you got it or not, you got that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And men, on the other hand, we have a bigger dating pool. You know what I mean? Like, we're more attractive.
Because now you're appealing more to younger women and the women in your age group.
And women in our age group.
Exactly. My beard just filled in.
And then the other part about that is, like, so not even just the age group, we're also like the glow up. Yeah, the financial, the glow up. Like, so now we're more confident than we've ever been, because we finally can take care of ourselves as well as a family if we needed to. Like, we can take on
to our standards. That's society standards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. To what you believe that, of course. So like, now we're confident. We're walking in our, you know what I'm saying, proudness and, you know what I mean, all of that stuff. So like, women notice that shit. Women absolutely notice that shit. So like, you know what I mean? It's just like the simple things that like get women off these days, right? Having your own car, house, and motherfucking job. Those three things, I'm talking about indecent ones. Like, those, trust me.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute. I literally was just having that conversation with someone the other day, where long were the days when having your own car, a job, your own place to stay, those were like, if you had all of that, nigga, we go together. Like, this is it. Like, it's done, okay? But now we asking questions like, what's your relationship with your parents look like? Are you addicted to porn? Like, do you have this going on? Do you have that going on? Like literally the questions, like, what does mental health look like in your family? Is there this is like the line of questions that now have to go that one has to go through now. It ain't so easy. I miss the days when those three things were the bare necessities to get someone through the door, and we're like, good, Scooter, what you gotta say? Your eyes perked up with the "Are you addicted to porn?"
What is considered addicted? Like, do I just watch it and like, for the night to get it off, cool, going to sleep? Is that addicted?
You're watching it every day. You have an unrealistic
every day.
You have an whenever, however, like your whole life is surrounding porn. Are we having an intervention for Scooter right now?
No, I'm asking. No, I'm just asking questions. Like, if I just want to do it, like, let me go ahead and get my rocks off for the night. That's for the night. Like, it's not like I'm in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like at work, like I'm in the office. I think that's an addiction. I was like at night, like, let me go ahead and get this shit off for the night.
I'm not talking about at night, ever so often,
cool.
whatever.
All right, cool. We good.
Nah, I'm talking more so like an addiction to porn also.
I don't give a fuck. Anything else you say, I don't care no more. I'm in the clear.
Yeah, I feel like an addiction to porn also, an addiction to porn also could look like someone who doesn't have like healthy sexual relationships and things like model sex off of what they see porn being.
So let's end the show with the topic you just made. I think would be good.
Okay.
What are these essential questions that we have to ask outside of our normal ones that we used to ask, right? So like dating.
Give me a top 3 that you gotta ask now.
Yeah, so not dating 100. Dating 100, are you single? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do for a living? Do you have kids? That's dating 100. That's cool. We're going dating 200. So dating 200. What's the next ones after those kind of 3, 4, 5? Those little regular ones.
I want to know about
a couple. Go ahead.
Yep, I want to know about relationship with mother and family. Like, what's your family dynamic look like?
I typically ask that question.
And that's, unfortunately, people can't control the type of family that they were born into, right? Like, you can't control that. But like, especially if you're thinking about like, and if you don't have a close family knit, then your social friend circle gotta be like tight. Like I'm talking like.
So I ain't even gonna lie. That's one of mine. What's your friendships like? What's your friendships like?
Your friends and family. And that's because, especially if you're thinking about having children with this person, village is extremely important. Now, I cannot be with someone, like I'm experiencing this right now where my ex has a very poor relationship with the family for reasons outside of his control. And what that means now, there's extra strain on my village because his village don't show up. So it's kind of like, dang, like I never thought that this would be a factor because like who was thinking about that in your 20s? Like no one's fucking thinking about that in that type of way. The other question I would want to ask is just questions around ambition. Like, like, are you where are you in life right now, and where do you want to be? Like, are you okay with just being here? Yeah, like, are you okay with just being here? Like, are you comfortable? Are you okay with someone pushing you past your comfort zone to like help elevate you, to help elevate us, to help build that generational wealth, to get that bag, like to do all of those things? Like, if you're like, like I'm okay with this job that I have right now, and I can buy food, I can do all that stuff, and like that's cool. I'm not mad at it, but I want more, and I'm striving for more. So I'm doing these extra stuff. Yes, Scooter.
What if like the job is like really good 6 figures type shit, and like
then okay.
Oh, now so there's
levels
to what that job is. So here we go.
Kind of bad. Yeah.
There's levels to what the job is. So it goes back to the Eboni K conversation. It goes back to that. Because if he's a lawyer and he likes being a lawyer for 300, he's like, I don't want to be a judge. I want to be a fucking lawyer. I like being a lawyer. I make 300 a year. I'm cool with being a lawyer. Are you cool? You be like, no, nigga, be a judge. push, go further. Like, no, nigga, I like being here.
So you, and I think,
Is that a
Even if
problem
it's
now?
not-
Is that a problem?
Hold on. And even if it's not within the actual career that you're doing, I'm also really big on like hobbies and extracurricular
All
stuff.
right,
Like
that's
for
different.
me,
Okay, all right,
like
that's different.
to
Yeah.
me, like that's that other stuff. It's just like, all right, well, how can we leverage this thing that you're doing in like what you're doing on your spare time or like yada
but
yada yada. Like
even then, I still say, all right, let's just go into that real pocket real quick because I like how we came back, but still, even then, I think it's a point to where people want to enjoy their life.
Exactly. I don't have to be
Why did
hustling
like
and
women?
grinding
Because
every
I
day.
do believe it's women like yourself that say
I
they
like to come
want
home
more,
and play video games. I'm cool.
But where where does it stop? Like for me,
someone
what
said
you
that
just
to
said,
me.
bro. I'm coming home to play the game.
Right.
I'm
Can't I be comfortable?
I'm taking a few trips. I'm gonna sleep in some days. I don't have a 9 to 5 no more. So like, I'm gonna sleep in. You better not tell me I gotta get up and do some. What? What? I paid the rent. I paid the mortgage up for 2 months. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? Maybe 3. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like, just little stuff like sometimes, because I had a homeboy ask me in NoCal, like he was like, bro, you always, because I used to be the workaholic. Bro, when do you get a chance to enjoy it? Like literally enjoy the bread you're making or whatever the case may be. So like, that's the thing. Like, and women, I think y'all are always, like you said, I feel like that's the case with a lot of women. They're always, you know, especially with other women around, hustle and bustle. Vision boards. What's next? You know what I'm talking about? It's all look at how you spell. Like it's always like y'all don't. Like,
Vino envision. Vino envision.
ADHD is fuck. Like that shit be like, what's next? Like you didn't even let the last LLC cool down. God damn. Like that motherfucker. Real. Come on, man. Like,
right.
Real.
Why can't
we don't enjoy our seasons?
Why can't I
we're
just
always
enjoy?
trying to get to the next bag. We always.
Well, what if I got the bag?
If I got the bag, if I'm comfortable,
if I got the bag,
which is what men get to men have a goal, and we don't gotta
get
blow
to
that goal.
Comfortability. Exactly.
Get to comfortability. Boom, we here. Let's enjoy this a minute. Maybe 5 years of enjoying it. Exactly. Y'all let us get complacent quick. Like it's, y'all get so bored so fast. And I think that we're gonna table this. That's a conversation.
That's something we should put down.
Women
on the list
get bored and like they tell us these things. Like y'all typically voice it. Like women get bored, not even complacent, bored. Like, what's next? Like that's like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about it now, but what's next?
Guilty.
You know what I mean? And like
you're
not by yourself, Sasha. You are not by yourself because little stuff like us sitting around doing something for 2 to 3 hours straight that you don't
bothers the
with.
Shit out of us. Why are you sitting down while I'm out here? Why are you so comfortable just sitting there? Like,
and all I'm gonna say is, and all I'm gonna say is, nigga, what's the bills paid? Like that's my go-to, nigga. What the bills paid? Matter of fact, are you wanting for anything right now besides attention? That's what I'm gonna sit your ass. That's all I'm gonna do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's table that one, but like we gotta come back to why do we think that is? Like, because I don't know, because you clearly like it's clearly 2 sides of this one. And I don't know really well. I'm gonna tap in with moms. I'll be like, Mama, what is it? Because that's a busybody ass woman. I'll be like, Mama, sit your ass down somewhere. Like, it's like
it's real. It's real.
Yeah, it's real.
Most of the
women in my life are like that. Like they are hustling, but like boom, boom, boom. All right, we got that. This is established. This is good. Like you said, how do we leverage this to get? And it's like, all I need is financial freedom. If all the bills can be paid and I can put them bitches on autopilot, you know what I'm saying? Autopilot, and we ain't got to worry about them bitches coming out every month. I'm in a really good place.
Yep. Hey man, this was a great podcast, man. Great one, man.
Yes.
Season 2, episode 2, or I think this is episode 57, 58, whatever. Anyway, it was a great one, man. It was a great one, dog. So, man, as we get ready to wrap this up, remember today's podcast was sponsored by Tequila. I hope you all made terrible ass decisions over the weekend and continue to make terrible ass decisions when you on tequila. All right, go ahead and go fuck that person you should not fuck. Go ahead and call that person you was never gonna call again. Go ahead and do that off the tequila. Use that. Okay. Thank you for our sponsorship. Even though it's not.
One day it's gonna. We just continue to speak it into existence.
Speak it into existence. We're gonna keep practicing with this shit. Anyway, man. Church announcements before we go. Sasha, you got any church announcements?
No church announcements. Just glad that we're on the season 2. That's all. We're gonna keep doing this on Monday.
We gotta get us some guests. We gotta get us some guests back though.
Oh yeah.
We gotta get us some guests.
Yeah.
So
let's get our post back going again too.
Absolutely. So let's get us some guests. So if you're interested, keep on subscribing, sharing, watching the videos. Please talk to us. We talk back. Yes. If you would like to be on the show, know anybody that you think would be a good fit to be on the show, please let us know on any of the social handles, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook pages, personal and group page. Please let us know because we got some people out here who want to talk shit. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. Man. Yeah. Exactly. So remember, we're live on Mondays, on the YouTube on Tuesdays. So yeah, man, continue to tune in with us. We appreciate y'all, man. And hey, man, some of the stories here may be true, may not be true, even though the one in Taiwan and Japan was true. But that is for you to decide. We are out of here, guys. Y'all have a good week. Peace.